And welcome back to Wingman Nation, everybody, and to my virtual campfire. So if you're an RVer, do you remember a story from back in 2021 where General RV was accused of defrauding a customer at one of their stores out in Salt Lake City? Remember that story? It was big news at the time among RVers in the RV universe. But did you ever hear what actually happened? How the case was resolved? I mean, what was the result of the investigation? Well, if you are unfamiliar with the story, we have a little, condensed recap of the highlights from a video that my friends over at Endless RVing did when the news broke back in 2021. Now, to be totally transparent, this clip is a shared video under what's called fair use for commentary and educational purposes. If you'd like to check out the full video, we have a link in the description down below. Now, when I come back, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, and I'd love to hear yours. Before we roll the video, though, a special shout out to my friends at Berryland Campers down in South Louisiana. If you're looking for good folks to buy an RV from, they don't come any finer than those at Berryland. All right, let's get started.
General RV is back in the news again and is not in a positive light. Hey everyone, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing, and we have another story regarding General RV. This just came out, I don't know if it was last night or today. No. And we're up early because we believe this is a really important story that you have to know about. Now, if you remember back in April, and this was all over the internet, April 2021, a story broke out of Utah, Fox 13 in Utah investigations. They broke a story regarding General RV and some potential fraud. At that point, it was potential. You want to talk about that a little bit?
So as Izzy mentioned, back in April of 2021, this story broke. And it broke with Lisa Pueblo, who had purchased a motorhome for $100,000, approximately, from General RV.
In Utah.
In Utah, correct. She had her contract, which she had originally signed the contract for
20 years.
Right.
240
months. Then come to see that this contract, the big talk was of the smudges, where it was not for 240 months, where it was almost like typed over.
Correct. With
119 months, resulting in a balloon payment later on of $63,000.
So yeah, that was the controversy, was that, there was discrepancies, and not only was there smudges on apparently Lisa's original contract, everywhere on the contract, including the payments, kind of added up to 240 months.
Right.
So Fox News was contacted and they started an investigation, and the director for marketing at that time, I don't know if it's the same person, for General RV, said the following: to respect the privacy and confidentiality of our customers, General RV cannot comment on any current or past transactions. General RV has a strict compliance policy that follows all requirements and laws of all financial institutions, as well as national state laws, and completing a sale with every customer, a customer. There's a lot more. All these stories we're going to put below. We don't want to bore you with all of it because they're out there.
And a lot of you know them too.
Correct. So, we saw that originally. I'm like, wow, that's a little shady. But, we never made a video on it because I'm a police officer. I like to let the investigations play out, because sometimes the news gets things that are not correct. But
give
now,
them the benefit of the doubt,
correct.
Basically.
That story comes out. May 2021, you have more people coming out. In 2021, you have a Roger Barnes, who in 2015 bought a motorhome or RV from General RV in Utah.
I think it was Draper, Utah.
And what happened? The same thing happened. So he has a contract, 240 months. His contract, states that, but the one that's submitted to the credit union seems to say 119 months. And he has a balloon payment of $83,000.
Right.
Now, when this story breaks, more people come out.
Right.
My spidey senses at this point, I'm like, wow, this is BS. In my opinion, we didn't do a video on it, right? Because again, let the investigation play out. So now the investigation, what happens is, because of this, the authorities in Utah get involved, and I'm just going to kind of read what the comments were from Alice Gewinner, maybe Alicia Gewinner. So Alicia, the director of marketing, she goes on to make comments regarding the May incident
with Roger.
Right. We have completed a thorough investigation of all the allegations and confirmed that no one at General RV did anything wrong. We confirmed that General RV followed all legal requirements in this instance. As part of our standard process, all general RV forms, including details of the payments, terms, are completed prior to acquiring customer's signature and do not go any alteration afterwards.
Do not undergo any right.
Correct.
So no changes.
They denied that this was not done.
Yeah.
They did nothing wrong. They did an internal investigation. As was the case for the customers filed by Fox, no alterations were made prior or after the customer signed the documents. And then she puts a whole bunch of other stuff underneath. Again, it's going to be below. You can read about that. So now, months later, an investigation by the state, what has happened?
So as of November 4th, this was late last night, investigators with the Utah State Tax Commission say they believe that 4 general RV employees fraudulently manipulated dozens of customer contracts, but neither the company nor the employees are being charged with a crime. Now, this is what really, really stinks for these people, and my heart breaks for anybody that was affected by this. Statute of limitations is 4 years.
For that crime.
These crimes were committed prior to 2017, I think was the latest.
14 to early 17.
Right. So here we are now, just past 4 years. So they just passed that. So they cannot be charged with a crime.
That is correct. So just a little more details on what the investigators stated. So not only was they found that a lot of the contracts with the 119 versus 240 months, that's kind of systemic. Mm-hmm. Also that a lot of the math just did not add up. Now, some people that were interviewed, apparently, according to the video that was done by Fox 13, said the software that they used in the programs, in the computers to print out the contracts didn't work correctly. They had to put stickers on. It's just, in my opinion, a lot of nonsense. General RV is a huge company.
And there you have it. Again, these were some of the highlights of that full video by Endless RVing, but this was a huge story back in 2021 with a lot of moving parts. And it certainly left a bad taste in the mouths of many RVers. So what happened? What happened to General RV? Did you ever hear anything? I didn't either. And I want to believe that I would typically notice. I want to believe I'd typically notice something like that. If a resolution was ever made public. But I never heard another word. If you know differently, please let me know. But you know what? This story, in my opinion, is a perfect example of when something really big hits the news. Big old splash. And somehow it just goes away. Do you see that? And doesn't it seem like the bigger the alleged crime sometimes, the more it just disappears, goes away. And we're supposed to pretend that it never even happened. I'd really like to know your thoughts. But to wrap this thing up, as consumers, here's another example of why we need to stay sharp, stay informed, especially when dealing with big companies and major purchases. Now, I've got more thoughts on this whole situation, but here's what really matters. It's what you think. Do you wonder how situations like this one just disappear? I look forward to reading your comments. By the way, again, a link to that entire video is in the description down below. And make sure and check out Izzy and MJ over at Endless RVing. They do a great job. That's all I got for today. I'm the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Bye-bye.